welcome to another Vibrant Music Teacher Chat. It is so wonderful to be back with you guys again. Please chime in the comments there with any questions that you have for me today, or just to say hello. I love to see your comments coming through and see who's watching live and on the replay. So whichever you're doing, I would love to hear from you. Today we're going to be chatting about recitals. This is a hot topic right now for a lot of us because we had recitals scheduled. Maybe they're coming up soon. Maybe they were supposed to happen last week. And things are looking a bit different for us now, aren't they? It's starting to look a bit like we might have to consider something different, right? So tell me in the comments what you are planning for your recital. What are you going to do? Are you just cancelling it? No shame if that's what you're doing. That's absolutely fine. I think parents will understand. But are you doing an online recital? Because I'd love to hear which option you're choosing. I've come to the conclusion that there are basically three options, three broad categories that these fit into. So the first one is an actual live option. That's going to be using something like Zoom and having people actually on the call live with you, or even Skype if you can have that many people. I don't know. Something where you can have a group call, having everyone together, and having students perform in real time. That's option one. Option two is you get students to record videos and then you publish them somewhere. Maybe you chop them all together to make one big video, or maybe you just do a playlist, or maybe you have a watch party for it on Facebook or post them in a Facebook group. That's option two. Option three is my choice. This is the one I'm going for, and I'm going to talk you through what I'm planning for this, in case some of you want to consider it or you're just interested in what we're going to be doing at Colourful Keys. So option three is kind of a combination of the first two. We're going to be doing video recordings of my students, but it's going to be a live broadcast, meaning I'm playing the videos live. So I'm really combining the two things. There is a live part, there's a live element, but the students' videos are going to be pre-recorded. So I'll go through why I'm doing it that way and how I'm doing it and that kind of stuff in just a moment. Just checking in with the chat here. Janelle said, having a video recital with links to go live 1 week from today, May 1st. Great May Day celebration, right? Videos are coming up in all this week recital program with hyperlinks to each video. Yes, so that's kind of the option two that I gave, right? That's kind of what Janelle is doing. Janelle and Jonelle, awesome. So I'm not 100% certain yet. I talked to some of my students and they don't want to do an actual live option. I think we're leaning towards recording their favorites and doing the YouTube playlist. Yeah, so that's another option too, probably for Janelle. Nice. Okay, great. Janelle, I'm glad that you like the sound of the third option. That's what I'm going to go through here. I wanted to let you guys know that I have a webinar coming up tomorrow. I forgot to grab the link for that. This is one of the things where preparation is key, but I'm keeping these quite casual, so I didn't grab that link in advance, but you can go to Tim Topham's site, which is topmusic.co, and you'll be able to sign up for that webinar. I'm doing that tomorrow on the Top Music site, all about recitals, and I'm going to be joined by the wonderful Emily Laney. If you haven't met Emily before, she's our content director over at Top Music, and she is super fun and has some great ideas. I always like her perspective on things, so that's going to be a really great webinar. If you want to sign up for it, go to topmusic.co, you'll see a link there. Some of you may already be on the email list of Tim, so you might have seen that as well. Nice. So, before we get started into the nitty-gritty of all this recital stuff and how I'm doing it, I wanted to quickly let you guys know about our coupon, remind you about that, and about when these chats are happening and what's coming up on Vibrant Music Teacher Chats. So first of all, this is our schedule from next week. This is what we'll be doing. This is in Dublin time. Please translate these for yourself into your local time zone. This is the time for me in Dublin. If you're on the email list, if you're getting emails from me, you will see links to where you can easily look up what time these are for you. in your time zone, but in the US it's going to be morning time-ish, right? So I'm hoping you grab a cup of coffee each morning that we're live and join me for a little refreshment and a wake up and maybe an easing into your day. So that's our schedule. The other thing to let you know is that if you're not a member, this is how you can, I'm pointing the wrong way, this is how you can sign up right now for $1 for your 1 week trial. So the coupon code is online, just all caps, all one word, online, and you can sign up at vibrantmusicteaching.com. We have tons of stuff, tons of resources inside there to help you teach online in a way that is not only, okay, but is actually super fun and enjoyable for both you and your student. So, the details then of recitals. How are we going to be running recitals in Colourful Keys? Well, this is what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to be using Ecamm Live and YouTube Live. Ecamm Live is what I'm using right now, and YouTube Live is what I'm using right now, right? So this is what I'm using to go live right now, and I'm going to be doing the same thing. Students are going to record the videos, send the files to me, and I'm going to have them all loaded up and ready, and I'm going to stream live much like I'm doing right now, and then play those videos through this system. So the videos will play, then I'll introduce the next one, or I'll probably introduce a few at a time, depending on how many we have to get through, right? So we're going to be having this person, then this person, then this person, and then I'll play the videos, and I'll come back for a few more minutes. This person, wasn't that fantastic? And I'm going to do what I've been doing here, which is share some comments from parents, right? So that's going to be the live aspect. That's the majority of the time is going to be like that. This allows me to introduce things, play the videos, and have parents and students comment. That's the basic system I'm running. Now I'm going to have a few surprises, of course. I'm going to have some fun stuff, like my lesson ovations, I'll have some fun videos to play and sound effects. In fact, I can show you, Ecamm Live has this built in where you can have... So we can have fun little sound effects and stuff like that. I'll probably have some pom-poms on hand to shake around, stuff like that, right? So I'll be keeping it fun and creative and colourful, as we always do here. And we're also going to probably open our recital with the teachers. I have 2 other teachers working for me. So they're going to be live on the call like I am. I can bring them in as another video feed. And we're going to alternate through the 3 of us playing the collaborative compositions that our students have been working on. So they've been composing things where they've been passing it along. So one student composes the first bit, then we pass that to the next student and they compose the next bit. Then the next student adds the left hand. Then the 4th student is going to add the title and the dynamics and the articulation, decide the tempo, that kind of stuff, right? So those are our collaborative compositions. And instead of getting students to record that, I decided, no, the time frame is a bit too short. It's going to be stressful to make sure that they practice them and get them up to performance standard in time for the recital. But I do want to showcase them because it's a really fun thing we've been doing to bring everyone together. So the teachers are going to use that as our performances. We're going to pick a few or do all of them. Depends how long the time frame works out there. Once all the compositions are together, I'm going to decide on that. But we're going to basically go through the 3 of us a few times to play a few of those pieces, showcase some of the students' work that they've been composing, and then we'll get into their pre-recorded student performances. So let me know if you have questions about that or if it's clear what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm sharing a bit more about this on the webinar tomorrow, and I actually have a tutorial coming out on the YouTube channel here, I think it's next week, about how exactly I'm doing this. Lisa said in the chat, this year was going to be my first recital, but then the lockdown happened. Want to know more about recorded student pieces. I'm sorry that this is your first recital experience, Lisa. That's such a shame. But I would encourage you to still consider going ahead with it because it's going to be great to bring people together in some way. And for all of you, I'd suggest going with the one that just sounds right to you. So don't fuss too much about whether you're doing it my way or the YouTube playlist or Facebook Live or whatever you want to do. go with the one that appeals to you and sounds like you would be excited about the technology, not overwhelmed about it, right? So if that's my option, great, awesome, happy to share more about that. But if it's not, if it's a Zoom call because that's what you've been doing for everything else and you feel more comfortable with that, that's fine too. Absolutely fine. The reasons I'm going with the ones that I am is threefold. Number one, quality. So the reason I was debating myself, okay, should I do a Zoom one with a group call and just have people's videos off when they're not playing or something like that? Or shall I do this option that I'm sharing with you now where I do a YouTube live? Or shall I do the playlist option? I decided against the playlist pretty early on because I thought it's not really live enough. Like, we record videos of their playing on a reasonably regular basis and upload them to YouTube. It doesn't feel very special and it doesn't feel very community driven. That's really what recitals are about to me. They're about bringing people together. And although we can't be together, it's even more important now to feel like we are because we're also distant from each other, right? And we're not doing group workshops in the same way. We're doing group experiences, but not the same, right? So I ruled that out because I want the community aspect and the live aspect. And then when I considered the Zoom option, my worry with that is that a student is going to have a poor internet connection and it's going to come through all yuck. A couple of them are still using phones for their online lessons, and I'm just saying, okay, that's all right in some cases because, like, some people just don't have the technology available and I don't want to be excluding them from online lessons. So while I'm encouraging them to set up the best computer or tablet that they have, if they don't have that available, they don't have it. And so that's not a great video to look at. Or the internet might, disappear. That does happen from time to time. So that's kind of disadvantaging people with a poor internet connection, and it might be a bit glitchy and not a great experience for those watching. And also just the audio quality over a Zoom call is not amazing, and it depends on the device and all of that stuff. So for that reason, that's why it's one of the reasons that I've gone for the option I'm going for, which is something like here right now, having the more quality video, because they can record it a few times and they can record it on a phone or a tablet or a computer depending on where they have the best camera, right? The options that's the best device for recording a video is actually different than for having a web call, because they don't need to be able to see at the same resolution. So often a phone is actually going to be the best. Anyway, that's a bit of an aside, but it means we can get a bit of a better quality and we're not relying on the internet issues not happening. The other reason that I'm doing this is privacy. And this is going to depend on the parents you have in your studio, but I know I have quite a few who are quite sensitive to having videos of their young children online. And I get that. By doing it this way, I'm allowing them to have the control. So I'm saying to them, record just the students' hands if you like. That's absolutely fine. We love to see smiling faces, but if you don't want to show it, that's fine. And I will only be using first names. By doing that, I'm hoping that very few of them will opt out of it for privacy concern reasons. Whereas if I did it on Zoom and told them, okay, but I'm going to record it and broadcast it on YouTube so that others can watch later, those that miss it, which I want to be able to do, then the privacy concerns I feel would come up, and I think they'd be fair enough. So that's the second reason. The third reason is the community aspect that I mentioned. I think having the parents or students who are older and can type in the chat is going to be great for bringing the community together. I'm hoping. Like we're doing right now. I feel like this brings you guys together, and I really feel like I can connect with you guys because you're in the chat, you're participating live while you're watching, and it adds that community feeling. So I'm hoping to get that going with parents and, like I say, be able to do things like this, bringing comments on screen like Laurie's here. So Laurie said, how do the students send you the videos? Great question, Laurie. Aren't the files really big? I wanted the kids to send me their performance and was going to make an iMovie to share, but the files are so big. Yes, the files will be too big to send via email. You can't really do that. What you can do is get them to use a file sharing service. For example, Dropbox, Google Drive, WeTransfer, and I leave that up to parents. I say, you can send them to me using any file sharing service you're comfortable with. For example, da 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 da, right? By just saying it to them that way, I leave it up to them, and then they can come back to me and say, I really don't know how to do this if they're not technologically inclined, and hopefully I can help them through that issue and find a way for them to send it to me. But for most, if I give them those three options, one of them they will have used before, and so they'll use that. Now, the iMovie editing thing, Laurie, it could be super fun, right? I would just caution you that that is going to take way longer than you think on most computers, because once you bring together that many video files, the file sizes are huge. I don't know if you'd be aware of this, but people who do video editing for a living, they have special processors in their computer. Like, they buy a specific computer that is going to be able to deal with those files because they're so heavy. Right? It's like their computers just have bigger muscles to be able to deal with those heavy weighted files. And so my computer doesn't have that. Yours doesn't either. I can edit video, and I do a bit. And my computer is actually pretty powerful. But to deal with really big ones, it's going to slow your computer down. So yeah, I might caution you against doing a whole lot of video editing unless you're aware of how big of a task you're taking on in a lot of cases. Yeah, that's just a caution there. But the file sharing thing, just give them those few options, and most parents will be able to figure out a way to send it to you. Janelle, I love the idea of having community, but my families are all so stressed, and I don't want them to have another event to attend, and I don't feel comfortable playing VJ. Oh, as in like doing what I'm doing now? Yeah, that's fair enough. So do it your way. The community and the event to attend thing, I'm doing it on a Saturday, as I always do with recitals. And yes, some of them might be overwhelmed by events, and they definitely have a lot on with school. I feel like on the weekends they actually need stuff to do. That depends on what's going on where you are, though, Janelle. So you will know your community the best, and you'll know what's going to serve the parents in your studio and your students the best. Awesome. Okay, if you guys have any other questions about this stuff, please do add them into the chat there. Love to hear how you're getting on with this recital stuff and how it's going. What I'm going to do while I wait for any other final questions is show you what it looks like to share a video, okay? So this is what it's roughly going to look like when I share videos on my recital. I'm going to play you a video of Eva, who I have permission to share this video from, and this is from our Christmas recital, okay? It's not going to look like this because there's not going to be an audience and stuff like that, but it's just an example of a student playing something. So I can literally load these up, by the way, in order in Ecamm, and just click play on them. So it's quite simple and easy to do once you get used to the software, as with anything. So I'll just show you what this looks like. So it just plays straight away like this. So here is Eva. Okay, I won't make you listen to any more Christmas music, but you get the idea. Yes, Janelle asked about the software that I'm using. It's Ecamm. There it is again, Ecamm, up the top there. Oh my gosh, I can never get used to pointing the right way. I'm never gonna get this, guys. Anyway, Ecamm live. It's up the top. You can see it. I'll point the exact opposite direction over and over, and then you look the opposite way to where my finger is pointing. Yes? Good system. So Decam Live, you can also do it to broadcast to Facebook Live. I prefer YouTube's platform in terms of how the live video looks, I think, but it's definitely a fun option for Facebook as well. Awesome. Janelle had another comment there. In video recital, no live element, making something for them to find in our video recital, a surprise or two. Yeah, nice. Yes, definitely add some fun interactive element like that. It would, yeah. And do an intro video too, yes, to introduce it. Great option, Janelle. Like I say, go with what works for you guys, right? And what appeals to you and you think is going to make sense for parents in your studio. Don't worry about what I'm doing. I'm just sharing what I'm doing for inspiration and to help you think through things and all of that. But it doesn't have to be, like, I'm not doing the right way. You can do it any way you want to, and it's going to be fantastic, and it's going to be right for your studio and your comfort with technology and all of that stuff. So, thank you all so much for joining me again. We've had a great attendance. I think these have been valuable for you guys, these new Vibrant Music Teacher chats, so I'm really grateful for that. On Monday, I'm going to have a guest. Yay! First guest on the chat series. So Tony Parlapiano, yes, his name is Parlapiano. That is not a joke. He did not change it. He did not become a piano teacher because of his name. Maybe he did. But anyway, Tony Parlapiano, who just had a guest post on our blog, all about a unique approach to teaching through chords and how he uses chords to teach chord progressions to teach his students about pop music. He is going to be coming on the show on Monday. So one more time, our where are we? Our schedule in Dublin time is this: 2 p.m. on Monday. So 2 p.m. on Monday, 3 p.m. on Wednesday next week, and 2 p.m. on Friday. And I'm hoping to get a few more guests on as we go forward. So let me know your suggestions for topics, guests I should get on, or solo topics that you want me to talk about. Anything you need help with, I'm here to talk you through it, to hang out for a bit, and to answer your questions live. Really looking forward to chatting to Tony on Monday about that. And if you need access to Vibrant Music Teaching, here is your coupon one more time. That is, the coupon code is online. You can sign up at vibrantmusicteaching.com. And I'll look forward to seeing you inside there so I can give you access to all of the fun resources. That coupon code will give you access to your first week of Vibrant Music Teaching for just $1. So there's no excuse not to get access to our fun resources and jazz up your online lessons a bit and make things fun and engaging. We've got lots of creative ideas and games inside there. And actually in the VMT Clubhouse, I have to brag about our members for a second, because in the VMT Clubhouse, several members have basically clubbed together and started converting games into slide versions of the games. So they're using PowerPoint to set them up so that you can click through them as animated on-screen games for those who don't want to hold up the board and stuff like that. So they just are blowing me away. Like, I was literally bragging to my husband the other day about them. He was like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing." I was like, "Yeah, aren't they the best?" We're both blown away. We've been converting some of our new games that are coming out soon into a similar format inspired by what members are doing, but it's just been awesome to see the community spirit in there and how people are coming together to do that. It's wonderful. And I'm delighted to see them doing it, to see them embracing using games online and just driving forward with making lessons fun and engaging no matter what comes up for us, right? Resilience, eh? Okay, awesome to hang out with you guys again. So fun, and I hope to see some of you back here on Monday. Bye for now.